Welcome back to another episode of the Football Fund is everybody. Coming to the most irrelevant fixture of this season, Manchester City versus Liverpool. And who thought we'd say that, but I guess it's just come to that, right? City giving Liverpool the guard of honor. Pep Guardiola with that billion pound squad, making them parade up in a green carpet for Klopp's Liverpool men. Today we have with us Manan. He's a Liverpool fan and someone I enjoyed giving a very hard time over the years, and I guess it's time for him to give me some back. So let's get started right away, guys. Is this a matter of pride now for City, if anything else?
Yeah, this game is just a game of pride. I'm going to leave the Liverpool bit to Manan because I'm sure that will be more interesting for him. Putting the guard in Guardiola today is going to be really annoying, for them. And not just this game, I think even sort of the rest of the Premier League season as such is going to be on pride. Pep's come out and said, that we're going to approach this match and, tell Liverpool that this is the fight for next season. We're going to start the fight for next season with this game. So they're obviously going to come out all guns blaring. He's going to set the team up in such a way where Liverpool are already sort of planning for next season. And as I said, I'm going to leave Manan for the Liverpool side of this. But yeah, for this game for me is just a matter of pride, nothing else.
So coming to the Liverpool bit, firstly, thanks for having me, guys. I never expected myself to be on a call with three United fans discussing football. Discussions get a bit out of hand. But okay, coming to the Liverpool bit, I agree with Kern's point that Klopp's going to look for a lot of squad rotation, try to implement players like Takumi Minamino, etc., Naby Keita, who ideally should pick up and get into form before next season. But coming firstly to the City game, I think since we don't have anything else to play for this season, we're out of all other competitions, we've already won the league. And since, like you said, this game is about pride, I think we're going to go all out at this game with our starting 11. I don't see any squad rotation at least to start this game. And if you saw Klopp's press conference yesterday as well, he said that both teams have to play an intense level of football. Otherwise, going to concede goals. It's as simple as that. That's how this fixture has been, barring the 1-0 draw where Mahrez missed the penalty. It's a high-intensity game with a lot of pressing and a lot of counter-attacking football. So that's what we can expect from this game again.
Manan, I think you're more serious than Jurgen Klopp, man. Like, loosen up. It's fine. You can crack a smile there. It's all cool. Abhishek, what do you think
I've been
about...
smiling since last week.
I think you're done now, exhausted. What happened?
Yeah.
Already done. Abhishek, let's go into back to City for a bit. What about Pep Guardiola? Personally, deep down, his ego's bruised, right? And there's a hearing. The hearing is still not decided what's going to happen with City's future in Champions League. What do you think in terms of long term for Man City and Pep?
Long term, I think Pep's on the right track. Look at the way that they're playing football right now. And I said it last time as well. He'll be cursing the way his team played before the break because given their current form, they would have loved to have challenged this Liverpool side still to the title, because they're showing such scintillating world-class form. In terms of what to play for, I personally don't think the Champions League ban will be upheld, purely because I just still don't think FIFA or UEFA has clean a system yet. I still think there's a lot of corruption that goes around, and there's still a lot of grey areas that need to be addressed first. Banning a club of the size and stature of City from the Champions League, I think is a little too much. I'll just have two things to say about this fixture, quite frankly, and both are about Liverpool. One, Liverpool will be now looking at the remaining Premier League games for statistics. I think their goal scorers will want to start creating records. It's a statistics game now, right? Most clean sheets, most number of goals scored, best attack, all of that, most points scored. That's what Liverpool have to play for, really, in every sense. And the second thing is they're youngsters. I mean, it's a good chance now to give Premier League football experience to, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Ryan Brewster. Some of the youngsters at Liverpool are showing a lot of promise. So beyond this, I don't see much about this fixture. I think Kern said guard of honor. First one ever for Manan. So I hope he enjoys it.
Yeah, I think beyond this game week, FPL for anyone with Liverpool assets might be a funny, interesting one, right? And Kern, some statistics you mentioned earlier, any more statistics you want to get into in just terms of this fixture? Let's make it a little interesting. Let's cook something up.
Yeah, so there's quite a few head-to-head tidbits for this one. City have won their last two Premier League home games against Liverpool, but they've not won 3 consecutively against them since March 1937. So that's one that Liverpool fans, I guess, will be happy to hear. And another one that they'll really enjoy listening to is that in his career, Guardiola has lost more games against Jurgen Klopp than he has any other manager, which is 8. And he's also not
Yes.
lost more against any other side than Liverpool. Yes, which is 5, which is the same as United and Chelsea as well. But Liverpool
Correct.
are up there. So a lot of promising stats there if you're a Liverpool fan. But the only one is Liverpool are looking to complete a Premier League double over City for just the 3rd time. The only other times they did this was in 05, 06 and 15, 16. So, it's going to be quite an interesting game with these two squads going head to head, having quite a mixed bag of results in the past.
Yeah, Manan, so you've kind of covered where you want to see Liverpool going in for the rest of the season in terms of Klopp and getting in players like Minamao and Keita. What do you think beyond that? If you were to look at your records, point tally possibility, and if you were to look at this side as it is, what is the next step for this side in general, apart right out of the season?
So, like you said, for this season, of course, the dream would be to cross the Centurions, get all the results, get all the victories that we can. But like you said, it would be really important for Klopp to look into squad rotation now. There are a lot of youngsters like Neco Williams, etc., who, like Abby mentioned, it's a really good chance for them to get some first-team Premier League experience before the next season. For this squad, for the coming season and moving on, I would say, of course, the solid squad. We have good depth in midfield, but I would like to see another probably left back cover and a versatile attacker. Now, before the whole coronavirus pandemic went down, we were in heavily for Timo Werner, but it majorly affected the club's revenues, etc. post COVID. And for it worked out well for Chelsea, considering the fact that they had their transfer ban. They sold Eden Hazard, they sold Morata to Atletico. They had a big kitty of money to go and Ziyech and Werner. So I would think he would probably stick with Takumi Minamino up front with Curtis Jones for the depth. But I could see Liverpool probably signing one defender, hopefully a left back cover or a solid centre back, so Joe Gomez can kick into left back whenever required. But I would see at least that one signing.
Anand, one quick question to you. If Werner was going to come in, who was going to go out? Because clearly he's not going to be a backup striker. Who from the 3 would have
definitely
been out?
If you asked me, of course, I would think probably you could play Bobby Firmino just behind Werner because he anyways drops so deep.
So who sits out from Salah, Mane, Firmino? Or who goes?
No, none of them. I would probably rotate between Gini Wijnaldum, Henderson, and Bobby would play over there with Fabinho in the midfield. So basically, Bobby as a central attacking midfielder with Werner playing striker, our 2 wingers, Salah and Mane, and probably Henderson, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, depending if you really need to hold the ball, you can play both Henderson and Wijnaldum in that game. But I guess that was also part of the entire conversation that Werner's too good to be like a backup striker, and I don't see him getting into that Liverpool squad over our front 3 right now. So that's the only way to fit all 4 into that equation. Otherwise, it makes sense for him to move to Chelsea with Ziyech and Pulisic. That can be a really threatening attack for next season for them.
Annie, I'd like to make a very quick point, sorry, because you asked this question to Manan and I have a point of view on it, which is what next for Liverpool, right? I think fundamentally they need to start asking themselves if they're going to be throwing around this tag of the greatest ever Premier League side, and this is not banter, this is serious. What's next for them is they need to now look within themselves and say, you know what, for us to be using this tag and calling ourselves the best in the world, we should be aiming for the double. We should be aiming for the treble. Once we achieve that, once we get Premier League and FA Cup and Champions League or a combination of 2 with the Premier League being the fulcrum, then they can stake a claim on them being the greatest team or one of the best teams to ever play in the league. Till then, I think the argument is too far off.
I'm sorry, Virgil van Dijk is the best centre back. Then you need to go at least the double. Forget the treble. Let's at least get a cup and the league. Let's at least go ahead and probably get in maybe like into the Champions League final again. I think your ambition now has to match the talk that the manager's been putting up about this side and about the players, what they've been doing, right? Karan, sorry, you had something to say as well.
No, I was actually on, at that point just going to ask, Manan about his pick between Firmino and Werner. I think if it was me, I would have picked, yes, Bobby's done a great job over these seasons and all, but as a prolific goal scorer that I want a number 9 to be, Warner's just better than him at that. So that was my only thing there. I get that system works together, you don't want to tinker with it and all, but if you want to go on to win your doubles, your trebles, your back-to-back leagues, I think maybe that's the change that I would have seen.
See, going into the point of winning the doubles and trebles, I see it like you need both Firmino and Werner. Like, if you look at City's squad depth right now, it's just absolutely ridiculous. There are at least 2 world-class players in every position, which is what you need. Coming to a basic pick, I would still pick Firmino because the amount Firmino offers us in the game, pressing while he's holding the ball, while he's creating play when he drops back, it's like essentially we're playing with 2 strikers with Mane and Salah moving in to essentially 2 number 9s and playing. So the amount that Firmino offers, I would never replace him for any player in the world in that Liverpool squad for what he offers to the team. But coming to Abby's point as well, I completely agree. Like, there's no lack of ambition from Liverpool fans. We definitely want to see us win another Premier League next year, the double, treble, whatever. And this team is building up to that spot with Jurgen Klopp signing his contract till 2024. I guess the point for Liverpool fans being like a really great Premier League team is in a single Premier League season, I don't think we've seen any team dominate the league the way Liverpool has. I agree, we were knocked out of the FA Cup and the Champions League, and definitely we need more squad depth to get to that again next season. Like you said, probably another striker who can probably kick in when Firmino's not there. But I would say in terms of a single league campaign, looking only at the Premier League, this has to be one of the most dominant performances I guess any of us have ever seen.
Okay, fine. That's good. We'll get a guard of honor. Yeah, good for you. Let's get back to tonight's fixture.
Let's give him a guard of honor here.
What players?
No.
Push him out. Okay, coming to tonight's fixture, guys, let's look at the players who will have an impact on tonight's fixture and our predictions for it. Go on.
My player to watch out today is going to be Mo Salah. Klopp's come out and said that, this is going to be the best game played behind closed doors and all of that stuff. It's going to be a fiery game. I see lots of goals, honestly, in this, especially seeing how leaky City's defense has been. Mo Salah on fire today, I think. Newly crowned champion, Mo Salah on fire.
I won't spend too much time on this. All I'll say is that you guys will tell us who the players are to watch out for. The youngsters from Liverpool are the ones I'm looking forward to most for the rest of the campaign. Harvey Elliott, and it'll be interesting to see them get game time. But in terms of this fixture, I think I'll let Manan continue. I think it's fairly straightforward. Salah, Sterling, KDB. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Manan?
The players for me to look out for would be Mane over here. He loves a goal against City. We know that. And I would say Mane would have a great game today. And I would also pick out Aguero if he was fit, because he loves scoring against Liverpool at the Etihad. He fails to do it at Anfield, but he always scores at the Etihad. Yeah, Aguero is out for sure. So I would definitely, my 2 picks from like each of the teams would be Mane and De Bruyne.
I think for me, it's very well put. I think, Manan, it's simple. I think it's Mane and De Bruyne for me. Sterling has historically been very poor against Liverpool ever since he's left them. Mahrez has to have an impact today for me. Jesus has not been convincing in Aguero's absence. So Mane and KDB have to be the 2 players I really think will really take this game by the scruff of the neck. Moving on to predictions, I'll start it off. I see City taking some pride back in this and taking this game 2-1 or 3-1. What about you, Manan?
I would say 2-1 Liverpool. I think they're going to come out guns blazing. Before the break, right, we had a major dip in form where we lost to Watford, got knocked out of the Champions League. After the break, we had one game against Everton where the team was getting set in, but they absolutely blew aside Crystal Palace. And see that starting 11 going in and doing the same at City. Not that it won't be a fight; it'll be really tight. It'll be a really tight 90 minutes, but I would see Liverpool taking that 2-1.
Go
on. 2-2 for me. I think it's going to be high scoring. I can't pick a winner. Both of them stand out at some points. I think 2-2.
Yep. Abby, take it off and close it off for us.
Galatasaray ke kasam, I think it'll be 1-1. Yeah, I think I agree with Karan. It's going to be a draw, 1-1. I'm not seeing much to play for, quite frankly. There's no, apart from pride and numbers, it's just another game that Liverpool will look to get, away from the rest of their fixtures. Anyway, guys, so I think that was summing up our entire Man City versus Liverpool game at the Etihad later tonight. If you're watching this, you'll know that you can watch it on all your regular channels. I think kickoff is midnight tonight, 12:45.
Yeah.
So do stay tuned to watch that. From an FPL standpoint, all of y'all are loaded up on Liverpool and City players, so this makes for good watching, at least from that standpoint. So guys, thank you
As
so
a
much.
neutral,
Thank you,
yeah.
Manan, for coming and joining us today. You can follow us on our individual handles, paste it down, and he'll put it up in the link. Do hit subscribe, smash a couple of likes, keep sharing our videos, guys. We love it
No
when you
point
love
following
us.
Manan.
And we'll see you next time. Lots more videos coming soon. Thank you for watching Football Pundit.
Cheers, guys. See you.